Hello, and thank you for coming to my omelet cooking class. For every meal in the kitchen, the chef has to start by thoroughly washing their hands. While I go about this, I'll give a brief explanation of the history of omelets. The first known omelet recipe originated in a French book called The Household Book of Paris that came out in the 1390s. The book was said to be written by an anonymous author who went by the pseudonym Le Ménager. The word omelet was first documented in the book, A Dictionary of the French and English Tongues by Cotgrave in 1611. Omelets are defined in the book as a pancake of eggs. The word omelet is derived from the French word omelette d'œufs that has the same definition in Cotgrave's dictionary. Omelets were popularized in America in the early 1900s with the creation of the Denver omelet, that was a sandwich that had two pieces of toast with an omelet inside that consisted of cheese, diced ham, onions, mushrooms, and green peppers. The Denver omelet was created to combat the stale flavor of the eggs that were brought by wagon freights. In order to make a proper French-American hybrid omelet, you will need the proper tools to do so. First, you will need a non-stick pan. If not, sauteed butter will also work on any given pan to make your eggs not stick to the pan. And you will need a bowl to whisk the eggs and the milk in, and also the salt and or pepper. You'll also need a sharp knife to dice any ingredients like onions or cilantro. The last tool needed to make an omelet besides the ingredients is a heat-proof, preferably rubber spatula to stir the omelet in the pan and or to fold the omelet. These are used to make both French and American omelets. During this class, I'll be showing the participants how to make a French-American hybrid omelet dish. I will first start off by slicing these onions long ways as to get the perfect dice, because I found this was the most efficient way to cut the onions. Next, I went on to precisely cut my cilantro, and then I chose to mix the onions and the cilantro in the same bowl because I felt they went together. And then next, you're going to want to crack both eggs into one bowl and stir vigorously until they are completely mixed. Then you're going to want to cut approximately a teaspoon of butter and then preheat the stove to medium and let the butter coat the pan so as to not let the eggs stick to the pan and ruin the pan. Then once you see that your butter is melted onto the pan, you're going to want to add your egg mixture onto that pan. And once you've done this, you're going to want to let it sit for 15 seconds, and then you're going to want to start moving all the edges of the egg into the middle so that it cooks evenly, and so that this is more like a French omelet, so that you get more of like the custard innards of the egg. And you're gonna just want to try and cover all of the pan with the liquid egg while you're doing this. Then you're going to want to leave it until you see that the edges are more cooked, and that's when you can start adding your ingredients. And I added just enough of onions because you don't want to overstuff the omelet so that it doesn't break when you try and fold it over. And then I added the cheese as well. And then you're going to want to let it sit with the toppings for no longer than 15 seconds before you start to fold it into the omelet shape. And it does take a little bit of maneuvering, especially for first timers, because it does take a little time to hone your skills in flipping an omelet. While folding the omelet, you should be aiming to get a cylindrical shape like that of the French omelet, but Even if not, just try and fold it like an envelope or something that resembles an envelope, as you can see here. And once you've got it completely folded, you can flip it, and then you're pretty much ready to plate it, or in my case, bowl it, because I do not own any plates, so I had to make do with a bowl. And then you can add some cilantro to make it more presentable for whoever you're cooking for, whether it be yourself or anyone else. And that is an omelet. Thank you for attending this class.